minutes, let's get going. I have a friend who's in prison. Let's start right there. He went to prison for manslaughter, which is too bad. If he had just used our friend Mr. Apostrophe, it could have been man's laughter. And he'd be here with us, not laughing. My name is Rale Sidebottom.
Rale's ugly and has a small penis.
I don't have enough time to get into that, so let's just move into Dairy Queen, which I drove through the other day in Oregon. Very nice Dairy Queen there in Eugene. They did have a sign in the window, though, that said, "Now hiring, Blizzard Wizard." And I thought, that'd be funny just to put on a little wizard costume, the hat, with this beard, you know. Come walking in. "I'm here about the job." They'd be like, "For what job?" "Blizzard Wizard. I bring blizzards far and near to wherever I happen to be on the face of this great green earth." And they'd be like, "Yeah, no, it's just making blizzards in a machine, man." "I bring blizzards!" I'd love to do that. I love Blizzard Wizards. I like making movies. I'm a big fan of movies. I like making movies. You like that segue? Just right into it. I just shot a new film, and a friend of mine is doing the color correction on it, which you have to do when you shoot stuff to make it really look really nice. And so I have this guy doing color correction up in Portland, and I was waiting for a call from him, and this other person called, and I was talking to her on the phone. I said, "Look, I don't mind talking to you right now, but if I take a call from my color guy, you're just going to have to know that I have to take the call." And she said, "What's that?" And I said, "My color guy." She said, "Your colored guy?" And I said, "No, my color guy. The guy that's doing color correction for my film." She goes, "Oh, the correct term is colorist." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. He is black. It doesn't matter. He's my color guy. He is my color guy." You know, I love movies, like I said, and I recently spent some time on the internet going through the page of a website called Horror Film History. And on this page, this guy does a lot of work showing pictures from old horror movies, you know, on this day in 1975, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was released, yada, yada, yada. And he posted this picture of all the people that worked on the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp, Wes Craven, the guy, Freddy Krueger. Great photograph of everybody that worked on the film, the cast and the crew. And the girl that stars in the film, Heather Langenkamp, is up on a ladder in this little cute skirt with her leg up, and there's a guy behind her holding her on the ladder with this crazy haircut. And the guy that posted this picture said, "If you see someone you know in this photo, tag them." And I'm just scrolling through my phone, and I just thought of this name out of the blue. And the guy that was hanging on to the star of Nightmare on Elm Street, I tagged him and I said, "That's my uncle, Jeff Fisher." And then I put my phone away and didn't go back to that Instagram page for 2 days. And then I went back. And there was tons of comments. "Wow, cool. Your uncle worked on Nightmare on Elm Street. What's that like?" I'm like, "Well, shit. He worked on all kinds of films." I'm like, "Cool, what kind of films?" Like 3 people talking with me. He worked on The Broadway Killers, Let's Scare Jessica to Death, you know, Alligator, yada, yada, yada. I'm just making it up, going for it, having fun. And then I get a private message. I click on it, and it's the moderator of the Horror Film History site. And it's 3 words: "Knock it off." And I'm like, "Knock what off?" And then I go back to the other things. I'm like, "Yeah, he went to college at Stanford, but then he got kicked out because he was on acid, and he was at this party, and he learned how to make a blood cannon." And I'm just creating this whole backstory for this guy that does not exist. My uncle, Jeff Fisher. And all these people are excited. They're like, "That's so cool. What else did he work on?" And I tell them, and I'm like, "He retired like in the mid-90s. He doesn't really have an IMDb page. So you can't look him up, yada, yada, yada." And then someone comments and says, "I don't think Jeff's a real person." Ooh. So I say, "Jeff is definitely a real person. He's my uncle. He lives in Palo Alto. I can give you his phone number. I don't give a fuck." And then the greatest thing that can possibly happen in the middle of this lie happened to me. The girl who was the star of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Heather Langenkamp, is not only alive, she's still producing horror movies and is on Instagram, and she weighs in. And she says, and I quote, "Yeah, I think that guy's name is Jeff." I win. Fuck all those people. In 1982, half the guys in America were named Jeff. It was just a lucky guess. My name is Rale Sidebottom. Have a great night. Thank you.